Hi, my name is Mandy. I am with Scott Leroy Marketing, and today's class is Opportunities and Sales Pipeline. It's an overview class. I'm going to show you a few things, like a little bit of prep work that you want to do before you start an opportunity. I'll get you very familiar with your Opportunities tab, how to create those opportunities, how to move through a transaction, really how to also gauge where your business is as well, just at a glance to tell how your business is doing based on those transactions. And then towards the end, I'll show you a little customization, how you can kind of customize that Opportunities tab for your business and your niche. Okay. And so if you are watching back on recording from our YouTube channel and you have any questions as we go through this class, you can always email us at support@scottleroymarketing.com. And again, if you're here with me live, like I said earlier, you can just drop those questions in that chat. If I happen to see them while I'm teaching, I'll stop and answer your questions. If not, no worries. I will stay a couple of minutes after class and help get those answered for you. So no problem. Corey says he thought this was Paid Ads 101. I don't believe so. Today is going to be opportunities and pipeline, but I will double check on that for you. We may have had, yeah, no, today for the 17th is opportunities. Let me see when our next paid ad class is for you, Alexa and Corey. Looks like April 10th was our paid ads class. That was last Wednesday. Thank you, Joel. Yeah, I was looking at the calendar real quick. And if you guys ever have any questions about that, let me just throw our site up here so that you can see where to go. It's scottleroymarketing.com. Agent resources. It may ask you for a market center number. You can just put in your market center number there and hit log in. Agent resources, if you hover, you can come right here to training and training calendar. I'll throw this link in the chat for us as well. Um, Here we go. There you go. And so you can always scroll down here and go ahead and view our classes for today. So today is the 17th, it's opportunities, and you can always give that a click, and the Zoom link is always right there within that class. So sorry about any confusion, guys. I don't know where the calendar was that you may have seen paid ads, but that was last week. Great news. The archive is on our YouTube, and I will throw that link in the chat as well. You guys can go and watch that recording, and that's a benefit to you actually get to slow it down or stop it as you move through with them. So it might be a little added benefit there. All right. Well, I'm glad we got that out of the way. So, everybody, especially the ones that are just now joining us, this is the Opportunities and Sales Pipeline class. And so, we're going to go ahead and get started. As you can see, I'm on my command screen here. I'm just going to go ahead and sign in. FYI, pro tip. Your username is not case sensitive, but your password is. If you ever fail to log in, you can always click this eyeball right here. Put your cursor before and after your username or your password, and make sure there's no extra spaces around it. That will cause it to fail when you log in sometimes. So we'll go ahead and jump in here to command. I'm going to zoom my screen in just a little for you guys so you can see it a little bit better. And let's start with some prep work that you want to accomplish before starting an opportunity. And in case anybody has a question about what an opportunity is, this is just a way to track a transaction. It's creating that transaction within your command database, so or your command CRM. And so to do prep work ahead of time, you want to make sure that you have a DocuSign account already connected to your command account. DocuSign is a place where you can actually get your forms, your MLS and your board forms, along with your Market Center forms as well, usually. And that may change depending on some states, but the majority, that is where you'll get your forms. And then that's also where you send those forms off to your clients to actually get signatures. So, first things first, let's click on our name on the top right hand corner right here. And from the drop down menu, we want to go to settings. These are what are referenced as your command settings. I'm going to zoom in one more time just to make it a little larger. And as that page loads, if you have a DocuSign account already linked to your command, there we go. You will see it right here, usually towards the top, and it will show the connected status. If you do not, you can connect one here. The DocuSign account cannot be just any general e-signature DocuSign account. It does have to be created within your command account in order for it to be a KW DocuSign Rooms account. That's the big official name. And so if you have any issues connecting your account, or you're not sure if it's a DocuSign Rooms account, maybe you're getting a pop-up saying that you only have a few signatures left before you're going to get charged, things like that, you can always reach out to us and we'll be happy to look at that for you. For today, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect this really quick just to show you how to connect that. So let me just hit my refresh button and go grab my logins. Okay. And so it's letting us know we're back here underneath the personal profile for our settings. If you're on a team, it may look a little different. We'll just scroll down. Now DocuSign has moved down here. You can see it's in non-connected status, and I can connect account by hitting this action button right here. Couple of options. If I did not have a KW DocuSign Rooms account, I can create one right here by entering my preferred email in this box. The email cannot be associated with any DocuSign account currently. And if you were to put that email there, you can always hit send registration email. A DocuSign invitation email will go to that email address, and you would just follow the steps within that email to actually create that DocuSign account and set up your password. If you already have a KW DocuSign Rooms account, instead of trying to get this registration email, you would just click login here. You would enter that email that you want to log in with and click login to DocuSign. From here, it should give you a pop-up window. If for some reason you're not getting a pop-up window, it may be your browser, if you have pop-ups blocked, things like that, that may be causing the issues. So you can always look into that or reach out to us and we can help. But it should pop up here with you and let you put in your password for that account, and you just click log in. It gives you that green banner of success. DocuSign is now ready and can be found in the Opportunities tab. You'll see my connected status has changed back to connected. So we're good to go. So that's step number one. That's the first prep work that you really want to do. You want to make sure you've got that DocuSign account linked to your command. Next would be just to make sure you have contacts. You want to have contacts to add to your opportunities. So over here on the left-hand side, you can always choose the Contacts tab right here, second one down from the top. If you're not familiar with the icons yet, click that red square and it'll pop the names out for you. But we'll go over here to Contacts. We already have our demo contact that we work with. It should pop up here any second. It has really taken its precious time today, guys. Sorry about the delay. There we go. All right, so here's our demo contact. You can also add contacts right here with these action buttons if you do not have any in your command database just yet. We do have a database overview class. We also have some tip videos on how to import your contacts. If you have any questions, reach out to us. We can actually help you and assist with that import process if we work with your market center. And so you can choose import if you want to add more than one contact, or you can choose add contact if you're looking just to add one at a time. But as long as you have your contacts in here, we should be ready to go. And now that's the end of the prep work. You want to go ahead and create that opportunity. There are two places that you can actually start an opportunity. One is from right here within the opportunity itself, within the contact itself. I can click on that contact's name, and this is going to open what we call the contact profile. You're viewing the contact profile here. Notice opportunities is a tab right over here to the right. It will show you the current opportunities associated with this contact. It will also let you create an opportunity from right here within the contact. Okay, so if you are heavily working on your contacts and you want to jump over and create that opportunity, you can do it from right here. For today's purposes, I'm going to show you how to do this directly through your Opportunities tab over here on the left, just so you can see everything. And I'll show you the one difference between if you had created it here, it already has the contact's name filled in, so you don't have to fill that in. Whereas when we come over here to the opportunities tab, you'll just have to see where we can add that contact into the opportunity since you're building it without being within that contact itself. Hope that makes sense. All right. So let's go ahead and go over to the opportunities tab now. It's the two hands that are shaking right here. Again, hit that red square if you have any questions, but right here is the opportunities. And I'm going to give you a brief overview of what this dashboard looks like, what it represents, what it shows about your business, and then we'll get in deeper into the details. I'll start showing you how to create those opportunities. And then at the end, again, going to show you how to customize this right here when it comes into like the phases and the stages so that you can make it a little more of your own. Now, the pipeline itself right here that you're seeing right off the bat, these don't change. These steps will always stay here. They're called phases. And you can see that there's three different colors here, right here on your dashboard. See if I can get them all within the same view. I zoomed in for you guys, so it was a little difficult. There we go. So your top one is for listings. That's your green pipeline. Next is for buyers. That's your orange. And your third is for leases. That's your purple. Okay. So you have three pipelines here. This is your opportunities tab. You can notice that we're under the team right here. The personal is right here. I can also click on all opportunities, which takes me away from this beautiful visual and actually moves it into a list form. If you like lists or would like to filter through, maybe use your filters right here or search through a particular opportunity that you're hunting. This might be a better view to have if you're looking for something in particular. And then you also have all discussions tab right here in the back. This is for teams. This is where you can see ongoing discussions between your team members concerning opportunities. I'm going to move back over here to Scott's just so we can see the personal pipelines. Now, if you are on a team, you may see this team tab. You also may not see your personal tab if your Rainmaker has it set up to where you can't have any personal opportunities. You have to do them all through the team. So this view up here may change for you, again, depending if you're on a team and those team settings, or if you're a solo agent. If you're a solo agent and you're individual, you will most likely not see a team tab here. Okay. All right. And so back to this visual. Got a great question by Ryan already. So tenant opportunity, landlord opportunity, both does a tenant opportunity and a landlord opportunity both go under leases? Yes, they do. As long as you would be leasing those, they would both go underneath that pipeline. Great question. So for here, as we're looking at this visual again, I want to break this down and show you some details in here because it's pretty great. So I showed you your three timelines, right? Green, orange, purple, listing, buyers, leases, right? So now let's focus on the phases. Each little step right here is considered a phase. You have your cultivate stage, appointment, active, under contract, and closed. Notice these are phases that your transaction would go through. Cultivate, that's going to be more of when you are making contact with that lead, nurturing them, forming that relationship. Appointment is when you've made that appointment, keep that appointment. And then active is once you actually have signed docs, like you've got a listing agreement signed or a buyer agreement signed. They would be considered to be in the active phase. Under contract and closed are pretty self-explanatory. Under contract, obviously you've received an offer and or made an offer and it's been accepted and you're moving towards that closing table. Okay. So those phases do not change. Okay. Those will always be named what they are named. And they are the same as you can see for the listings and for the buyer's pipeline. When you go down and check on the leases, though, you'll notice it's a little different. It's a pending status instead of under contract, okay? Or a pending phase, I should say. When you look even a little bit closer, you'll notice the numbers under the little icons. That's showing you the number of opportunities you have within those particular phases. Under that, you get to see the volume, how much volume you actually have within that one phase. Like here, you can see we've got 1 million in volume sitting in our cultivate phase. We actually have 599K in volume sitting in our under contract phase for our listings. Below that, you'll see an average time. This is the average time that an opportunity spends in that particular phase for your business. So you can check your averages. See what I mean when I said we could actually see a snapshot of your business at any given time? If someone were to ask you about your current business and what you have going on, you could easily pull up this opportunities tab and say, hey, well, I'm actually kind of even with both my listing side and my buyer side right now. I've got a lot going on in both. My cultivate phases, we're working on some solid hot leads right now. I've actually got 7 active transactions going on, got 3 under contract, and we're looking pretty good to move towards closing. So you can get a snapshot of your business right here within your opportunities dashboard. Would Joel's got a question. So would you create an opportunity each time you get and I'm guessing that's a buyer agreement when working with a buyer? Absolutely. Yes, you want that transaction documented. So whenever you have a contact that you're wanting to move forward and have a deal with, get an opportunity started. Um, and so you can even have them in the appointment phase as you move towards that. And once you have that buyer's agreement signed, it would be in that active phase right here for buyers. 100%. All right. And so we just showed you the average time for each one of those phases. Now let's look over here to the right. I want to show you this. This is your GCI, but it's not just your potential income, it's your probable income. The potential income right here for your gross commission income is this number right here. This is for your listings pipeline. It's the total commissions for all the opportunities that are in this entire pipeline right here. So that's grand total, but your probable income is listed right here. And this is adjusted based on the probability of each one of these stages actually getting to closing. So if you were able to get all 7 of these deals, all 3 of these deals, 3 of these deals, and 2 of these deals, all the way to closing, then you would be able to get that 205K GCI. The likelihood of that based on their current stages, their current phases, this is the probable GCI that you'll get from these. As we move on down, you will see that for each one of the pipelines. And you also have a ratio table right down here towards the bottom left where you can see how heavy you are in buyers, how heavy you are in listings. Again, green pipeline was that the sellers. So it looks like this particular agent's business is a little heavier on sellers, but kind of even 56% for their seller side of their business, 41 in buyers, and they only do 3% of leases throughout their business. You can see a side-by-side comparison that comes to probable and potential GCI, showing you grand totals down here as well for all of those pipelines. On the right, you'll just see another form of the graph showing your activity for all of your opportunities on a rolling year. And a little bit further, it shows you the closings for this month. If we were to have had any, this is a demo account, but you should be able to see those. Okay. All right. So this is a grand view of your opportunities tab. I actually want to jump in and go a little closer into these different phases really quick just to show you something. So we're just going to go in and the view's going to change a little bit. Each one of these phases has a stage within it, actually multiple stages. So if I were to click on my cultivate phase, this is what the view looks like. I have a watch stage, and now this is a demo account. So unfortunately, we're seeing a duplicate here. Yours will most likely say watch, nurture, and then hot. So ignore that we have 2 watches and see that we have a watch phase, a nurture phase, and a hot phase. Watch means maybe you haven't made contact with this person yet. You're just keeping your eye on them. Nurture means, okay, the relationship has started. We have an ongoing relationship. They're either reading my emails, accepting my texts. They are responding back in some way. Maybe you've given them your app and you are working on finding out what they're looking for, maybe. And hot means they are ready to take action. They're ready to hold that appointment with you to either go start looking at houses or for you to possibly come through, walk through their listing and start working on that CMA for them to give them a listing estimate. Okay. Within this portion right here, remember we're in the phase, we're in our listings pipeline, we're in the cultivate phase. You can actually change these stages to form for your business, and you can also update some, customize some other things I'll show you in a minute. You can also drag and drop your opportunities, moving them from one stage to the next. And let's say John Doe is done now. He is definitely a hot buyer and act or a hot listing, and we've set a listing appointment, so you can just drag and drop him right on over here to that appointment phase. See that at the top where it turns blue? So I can just go ahead and drop him in that next phase. So this is just a little deeper level once you are in that phase looking at that information. Okay, I'm going to back out now. We're going to come right back here to your opportunities tab. Now that I've given you an overview, we're going to create that opportunity from scratch. Okay, show you how to do that. Number one, I did show you how to do that within the contact itself previously. The second way is to do it right here. Your create opportunity button right up here at the top right. Pop-up window should open. Again, some of your answers may differ depending on if you are on a team or if you are a solo agent, okay? And so right here, also, if you are part of multiple market centers, pay close attention to this. You'll want to be sure and clear which market center this opportunity is for, okay? Once this is decided, you can't like transfer it or change the market center. It is set. You would actually have to archive this opportunity and create a new one if you happen to choose the wrong market center. Okay. So if you are parts of multiple market centers, you could choose from this drop down list to choose which one you want this to be created for. So just choose your market center. If you have a team within that market center, you would also be able to choose from those teams right here. If you're a solo agent, it's going to look similar to this. It's actually going to be grayed out, okay? Then the opportunity type, listing, buyer, landlord, or tenant. For today's purposes, I'm just going to do listing, but I will show you as I'm moving through this listing opportunity, the difference between what you would see between that and a buyer, okay? Owner, that's you. And for client, notice we got a red asterisk. This is required. This is the part that's different than if I had created it within the contact profile itself. Contact profile already generates that contact's name. Right here, it needs to know which contact this opportunity is for. You can give it a click and start typing in your client's name. For us, it's fake. And you can see that person is already populating right here because it sees them in our contacts tab. If you do not have that contact within your command database just yet, it's okay. You can actually create a new one by right here choosing add new contact. So you would fill in the name and choose add new contact if you would like to, and it would create that additional contact from right here. It is best to do the prep work on the front end, like I was showing you though, get your contacts into command. It just saves you a few steps. Um, and so it's your discretion. But go ahead and choose your contact you want this opportunity to be for. You can also choose a co-seller right here as well if you would like. The opportunity name, it does automatically generate, but you can change this to be whatever you would like it to be. If you want it to stay the seller's name, you can. If you would rather it be maybe the address, if that's easier for you to keep up with, um, it's whatever you would like it to be. Custom tags. These are different than your contact tags. These are tags that are just for your opportunities. Maybe you want to include something like first time home buyer. If you're ever wanting to go back through your opportunities and see how many opportunities you've done that have been first time home buyers, or maybe military, maybe seniors, something that is a niche that you have been specializing in, maybe luxury, whatever it is, you can actually add that custom tag right here. And that way on the back end, if you were ever going and filtering through your opportunities to see some of the opportunities you've done, then you can do that and you'd be able to see, well, I closed, 12 deals for the military in the last 6 months, that kind of thing. You can add that to some of your marketing. So just go ahead and add your tags there if you'd like. We have a tag Colorado. I just like to use that one. And coming on down, you do not have to fill in some of these that do not have the red asterisks. You can fill those in later. But for now, we'll go ahead and say commission rate, and then also um, that's a little high for a list. That's all right. We'll just leave it there. If you bring great value to the table, maybe you can charge a little higher for your listing side. And so opportunity phase, you can change it here. Opportunity stage as well. So remember, our phases are going to be that cultivate, appointment, active, under contract, and closed. So you can choose that phase right here. The stages, it's whatever you've created it to be, but typically for cultivate, it will be watch, nurture, or hot. Go ahead and choose hot for this guy and click create. This is going to make your opportunity. The screen you're seeing now is you actually in that opportunity. I want to go over and give you kind of an overview of this and what all you can and can't do in here, and some of the differences as well between this listing opportunity and what a buyer opportunity would actually be. Okay, so just a brief overview really quickly. You can see here that we have the name of the opportunity and we have some tabs across the top. The first one we are on is details. This is going to be the data for this opportunity. Notice key information that we've already just entered. Property information right here. If you go down a little more, again, this is just quick glance details of this opportunity. We haven't filled in anything yet, but as you start to move through this opportunity and start filling in more information, this would all be filled. And you can even come down here and start to see like the seller worksheet, your financial information, and some ownership, which shows you which market center it's for and which team. Okay, so that's your details tab. The next is marketing. This is only for your listing opportunities. You will not see this in a buyer opportunity because a buyer doesn't need marketing, right? You're marketing a listing to get it sold. So this is just a quick grab marketing tab right here where you can come in and create a design, create a paid ad, right, or paid campaign, excuse me, from right here within your opportunity. It even has some templates pulled up that they feel like would be applicable to this particular opportunity. Next is your documents tab. We're going to dive deep in here in just a minute, but this is where you would actually be pulling in your documents and submitting them for compliance. This is also how you would access DocuSign through your opportunities right here with Start a Transaction. Offers and commissions is your next tab. Self-explanatory. When we get an offer, we will add it here. I'm going to walk you through this tab in depth in just a minute. Next are notes that you would like to put here for this particular opportunity. And next is your timeline. This will show you a timeline with a timestamp and a date. You can even filter through the timeline for this opportunity, and it just kind of gives you that history if you ever need to go back and hunt for something. Okay. All right. So let me jump back over to details. With a listing opportunity, you'll notice you can select from listings right here to go ahead and get that listing associated with your opportunity. You will not see this on a buyer opportunity. The buyer opportunity, you would actually edit the property details right here to add the property to a buyer opportunity. Since this is a listing, you would come right here to select from listings. FYI, it will default to show only my listings. If you haven't synced your MLS to your command, you can do that from right here, or even create a brand new listing just within command if you want to. But it's usually easier to go ahead and click all listings. You can either search by street address or MLS number, depending on what you want to do. But just go ahead and start typing this in. We'll just do a basic 123 Main Street. See if it'll let me do it without my city on there. Great. And so you can pick any of these particular listings that come up. You can even change all status for, let's do for sale. If you've already added it to the MLS, it should come up and show active. We're just going to go ahead and select one. And now that listing is now associated with our opportunity here. Okay. Notice my property details just updated with that information. All right. Okay. Next, I already told you the two differences between the buyer and the listing. Buyer opportunity doesn't have that listing opportunity right, or the listing ad right here. You would add the property, and the buyer opportunity does not have that marketing tab. Okay, so those are the two differences between your buyer opportunity and your listing opportunity. Let's go ahead and jump into documents here so I can show you how you're going to get those documents, those forms, how to get your signatures, things like that. Now we have an entire class on DocuSign, so I won't be jumping in too deep, but I do encourage you always come through your opportunity in order to get to your forms, instead of signing directly into DocuSign. That way, you know, everything is still connected. That DocuSign room with your documents in it is still properly linked to your command opportunity, and everything's jiving. So right here under your documents tab, just as a brief overview, over here on the left, you'll notice status. This will be updating as you submit things for compliance. Notice this says that we don't have anything to look at just yet. Well, over here, you can pick a checklist type. This is a listing opportunity, and it's residential for our purposes today. So you would choose that checklist type that you want to choose from. Your market center does create these particular checklists that are right here, so it may look different on your end, okay? So we'll just choose residential and let that update. Now I get to see listed, under contract, and closed checklists for this opportunity based on my market center. So now that I'm listing this particular property, all of these forms over here are what I need to look at adding and submitting to my market center. Notice that some are required, some are optional, and some are conditional. Okay. You can add those over here on the right a couple of different ways. Notice this says my computer, and it says start a transaction, which means we haven't created a KW DocuSign room just yet. So this will only give me the option to add forms from my computer manually. I can drag and drop a PDF here, or I can browse my device that I'm on to do that. Let me go ahead and pop this up so I can drag and drop a form for you. Just a second. I'll go ahead and grab a PDF, and I'll just drag it over here just to show you real quick. As none are coming up. Just a second. All right, there we go. So let me just drag over here my PDF, see if it'll pick it up. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. It will probably work from your computer. And it's not going to work for our demonstration today, of course. Why not? That would be a little too easy. So let me just go ahead and pull it in. We'll search the device, grab my document here. There we go. So we've added our PDF here. You can see it updated. It says successfully dropped. And so now you see that status change to uploaded instead of not uploaded. We see the title of it right here. And I can also click to remove it if by chance I connected the wrong document, or I can choose to print it. Okay, either one. I'll go ahead and remove it for today. But just to show you, that's how you can add some documents from your computer manually. If we go ahead and start transaction, one last thing. When I had that PDF there, this button submit to piece to MC would have been highlighted in something that I could click on. Once I have my documents uploaded, you can submit to your market center right here. And then you can wait for those statuses to come back and change, whether it will say not uploaded, uploaded, approved, returned. It will show you all that right here. It'll even show you the documents that maybe were missing. Okay. And so, Joel, you're right on time. Where do we get documents in DocuSign? Great question. So if you have not started a transaction right here yet, you will see start a transaction. So we'll go ahead and choose start a transaction and ask me for DocuSign and Dotloop because we have those connected. You may or may not see those options come up. We'll go ahead and choose DocuSign here. And now remember, we linked our DocuSign account previously, so it should take us right into our room. Sometimes, if it's been a while since you signed in or on a different device, we're in an incognito browser, so it may ask me again. It didn't, but sometimes it might prompt for your password again. If you have a two-step verification or a device verification enabled on your DocuSign account, it may cause connection issues with having a smooth transition right there from your opportunity into your DocuSign account. So if you're having any kind of issues, check that or email us and we'll help. But this brings us right here into our DocuSign Rooms account. Notice our client's name, the address is here. It pulled in all those details that have been added to our opportunity. And when we click Documents, we can come right here to add documents, and our DocuSign forms will be right there, or you can add documents from your computer as well, whichever platform you're pulling them from. This is where you would add those documents, fill them in, and create envelopes to send them to your clients to get signatures. Okay. And so again, we have a whole class on DocuSign. Definitely check that out if you're needing any assistance with this particular area. I'm going to go ahead and jump back into opportunities and show you that now that button says go to transaction instead of starting it, because we've already started that transaction. We've already created that KW DocuSign room. And at any time I can click here to go to that transaction. Now look, I can pull in files from DocuSign now that I have a Rooms account. So you could choose either My Computer or DocuSign, and the working folder is our Room Docs. And so that's probably going to be pretty standard over here on the right-hand side. Just make sure this left one says DocuSign. And now as I'm coming down here, when I go to add my documents, if I have it on DocuSign, I can begin typing in the name of the document I want to pull in or choose from a drop-down menu. I don't have any signed documents that have gone through an envelope in that room because we just created it, so no options are coming up right now. Okay. All right. And so that is your documents tab here. Again, just remember you're going to be submitting to your market center for listed, when it goes under contract, and when it's closed. Okay. All right. Let's go over to your offers and commissions tab. Let's say you'd already submitted this to your market center, you've gotten it approved, you have an active listing, it's in that active phase. And now you've gotten an offer. So when you get an offer, you would come over here to your offers and commissions tab and click add new offer. From here, go ahead and name it. I'm just going to say first offer, name it whatever you want. If it's easier to remember it by the buyer's name or whatever, go ahead and name it, hit create offer. And we're going to move through these particular tabs right here. The offer details, parties, terms, and agent analysis. So first one, we just have that name, we have the offer date, and we have the proposed close date. So just adjust those as you need to. Next, let's move over to parties. And right here, we are on the seller side. We're on the listing side. So you'll notice it went ahead and pulled in our details already, but it does require a buyer name. Let's keep it super simple. And then it also requires the buyer's rep's name as well. And so you would enter that. You can also say if they're pre-approved or they're pre-qualified. Your representation, that's you as the listing agent. Your information will populate right here. And when you're done with the party's information, you would just click to go to terms. Scroll back up so you can see it. And here's where you would enter the terms of this particular offer. So just go ahead and enter that information. So let's say this is going to be total sales price would be 600K on this. Earnest amount, you can change this here. Any optional fee, termination offer if you would like to designate that, and seller cost. Seller will contribute X to a residential service contract or will contribute X to settlement cost. Adjust this as you would like to, okay? Once you've entered those terms there, go ahead and click on agent analysis. You'll notice we're in the last step of this here. And so the agent analysis Go ahead and enter what you think is a pro about this offer. What are cons about this offer, and what is your summary here? Once you've entered that information, go ahead and click Save, and that has saved your offer in here. Now I want to show you something. I want to go ahead and do two different offers so that you can see something really quick. So bear with me as I go ahead and enter that. I want to show you what it looks like when you have multiple sitting here. Agent, and we'll say this is less. Okay, so now we have two offers sitting here. I just wanted to show you that you can have more than one offer. Okay, you can even compare offers. If I were to select all right here and hit compare offers, it will bring me to a beautiful chart right here. Joel, I see your question saying that your screen looks a little different. If you're having anything different on your screen than what I'm seeing here, definitely encourage you to email us and send us a screenshot with your command logins, and we'll look into that for you. Okay. Um, because you should be seeing pros and cons there. Okay, so all I did was hit compare offer. It will show me those offers side by side right here in a beautiful chart. And I can even download that into a PDF right now, or I can actually email that offer comparison to my client. How handy dandy is that? Okay, so I'm just going to click back to offer right here. We're looking at these two offers. I have an accept and reject option on each one of these. I can even click those three buttons right here, the ellipses, the three dots, and you see some more options. I can add negotiation, edit offer, add analysis, send offer, or remove offer. If I want to send an offer, that also will allow me to send just that one offer to my clients. It automatically populates the contact information that you have on file for them, like the email, title. You can change the email message right here and even send yourself a copy. When you hit the eyeball up here to preview it, it's beautiful. It's branded to you, looks very professional. It will show them this one particular offer right here with the breakdown. Notice if I had entered pros and cons in a summary, it would be listed right there. And it even has your branding down here at the bottom. Okay, so that's just a preview if you want to send someone an offer through this. I think that's actually a great way to do it. And you would just send offer right here with that button. We're going to choose back. And now you'd want to select which offer they actually accept so that you can move towards the commission request. Okay. So we'll just go ahead, which one was our highest down here? So we'll say they went with the highest offer. We're going to go ahead and click accept for this offer. And you'll notice the option on the other offer, it moved to the bottom, and I no longer have the option to accept or reject it. It's just automatic. So on the offer that we have, Ryan, are you talking about like when you email, you're wanting to email the actual document of the offer to the clients? You would likely do that through DocuSign. When we were just saying send offer, um, yeah, you're probably talking about right where I was just at. When I was saying send offer right here. So this actually is just the message, and when you hit preview, it's not going to have the documents attached. It's going to be this summary of what you enter. Okay. Um, so it won't have the documents attached to it. More than likely, you had probably already sent that to them in a DocuSign though, um, when you're sending through your envelopes in DocuSign. Because when you received the offer, you likely put it in your DocuSign account and sent it that way. Um, or just through your email account in general. But this shows you when you've gone through and actually done a pros and cons analysis. You've provided your agent analysis of the offer. Okay. If you want to send that to them in writing. All right, so let's go back. We had just accepted our offer. You can change your response on that offer if for some reason it's not the one that you have received, you've accepted. but you can go ahead and manage your commission as well. And that's where we're headed here. We want to submit a commissions request now that we've accepted an offer. Okay. And so go ahead and click manage commission. Perfect. So what you're seeing here is a commissions request. Over on the right, we're having our summary that kind of breaks down the numbers. And on the left, you'll see general information about this deal. And then also your personal payment information down here on the bottom. Notice that you will see some red highlighted with a little caution box if there's something that has to be filled in before you can actually submit the offer. You can do that by editing general information. I purposely left that out earlier because I want to come back here and show you how to fill that in. So for a contract date, today, closing date 420. Okay. So this is just general information, sales price, commission, total units, contract date, close date. Okay. So go ahead and hit save changes if you needed to edit any of that. And then under payment information right here, this is your commission, okay? And it's already broken down. You do have an edit agent payment button right here if you need to get in here and adjust any of it. If you want to come in here and say that you actually want to do a bold scholarship, or you want to have a deduction for KW Cares or Next Gen, maybe even add a different item for bonuses, referrals, things like that, you can add that in all right here. I'm going to click cancel. And if you need to add, let's say like you have a teammate that you need to split this commission with, you have add another agent right here. If you give that a click, you would be able to enter that agent's name here. It would show you agents from your market center. You can say the agent units, well, they're going to get a quarter. And so it would actually adjust that to calculate the commission. And then also you can see their bold, or if they want to withhold as well. And then you would save changes. Okay. Over on the right-hand side, you can also add a note. Um, let's say you need to add a note for your MCA for some reason on here. We're just going to put that. It's a test and save changes. You can add that note a little right there. If there was something that was off or unique, or you need them to specifically look at, you can do it right there. Okay. And then you can go ahead and hit your submit button for your commissions request. And it would show you the status that it's in afterwards, whether it's approved or what have you, or if it's come back from your MCA and they need something further. All right. Okay. So you guys, that is how you create that opportunity, how you move that opportunity through to get the offers and commissions and get it to closing. Now, just real quick to wrap up in our last couple of minutes, I'm just going to show you some things that you can do within your opportunities tab to customize these pipelines for your particular business. Now, remember, I said the phases stay the same. These 5 phases stay the same for each one of these sales pipelines. So you can jump into these though and change your stages. So let's go ahead again and jump into our cultivate. We'll see our opportunity cards that are in here in the different stages being watch, nurture, and hot. If I wanted to change these, I can come up here to stages and checklists. And now I can, let's say that watch 2.0, if I wanted to delete it, I can delete right here. And now I only have 3 of those stages. You can also change the name by clicking this pencil over here on the far right. You can change the name if you want, and even the probability. This is set to a 0 probability that an opportunity within the watch phase is actually going to get to closing. You can move that up a little bit if you would like and hit save. You can adjust that for any one of your stages. You can create lots more stages. You can reduce it down to 1, whatever you want. Next are checklists. Notice that you can have a checklist for every single stage. These are things that you want to accomplish with that opportunity. So we'll go ahead and click on checklists, and you can see all the different things that we have set up for an opportunity that would be in the listing pipeline, in the cultivate phase, in our watch stage. So get phone number of lead, get email, get their current address, add the current neighborhood to their contact, add them to a smart plan. And then there's a few other updates. When you've done this, where we are, you could actually check it off in the opportunity. Where I'm at right now is your template, and anything you do to this template would apply to your opportunities moving forward. So you can even add items, you can drag and drop them in different orders. You can remove some of them if you would like. If you made any changes, just make sure you hit save and cancel. That would not apply to any current opportunities. If you've changed it, it would apply to future opportunities if you've made any changes. But that's where you can set a template up that would apply to all opportunities you create and help you with your business and making sure you've done everything for that opportunity that you like to do in your business for your clients. Okay. And so let's go back a little bit. That's where you update your stages and checklist. Notice when I'm looking at opportunities from this view, these are their checklists right here. So I can click on that particular opportunity and see where I am with this particular opportunity. Maybe I know now that I've actually gone ahead and gotten this person's phone number, so I can check that off. I've gotten their current address as well, so I can check that off. Notice how it's updating completed by and a certain date. I can also create a new task or hide completed tasks and apply another checklist if I want to. It'll actually show me for every single phase for this opportunity. And let's say this is a client that needs a little extra. They need a little extra grace applied. If that's the case, you could come right here in their checklist in particular and go ahead and add an extra task or two to their checklist. It would only affect their opportunity. It wouldn't affect your template for your other opportunities. It would just be for them. Um, Extra confirmation text after emailing. So you just want to send them a text after every time that you email them, and just make sure that it's put on here so you can name it, add which stage it's going to be for, the description, even a hyperlink if you need it just for quick reference, and go ahead and create. So there's some things in here where you can add, um, excuse me, that was actually adding a task, not adding to this checklist. So, but you can go ahead and create things like that on this checklist for that person if you need to add those in. When you're done, you can just go ahead and hit done, and you'll notice that that particular opportunity, you should see the checklist number go up and be higher. Like this one is 9 items, that one is only 8, things like that. So those are some ways that you can come in here and actually customize the stages and the checklist for each opportunity, but also on templates within your entire opportunities tab and pipeline. Okay. All right. You have any questions at all here within our live class, go ahead and drop them in the questions. I'm going to stay for, go ahead and drop them in the chat. I'm going to stay here for a couple of seconds and answer those questions for you. If you're watching this back on repeat from our YouTube channel, you can reach out to us at support@scottleroymarketing.com and we'll be happy to assist you. Thanks for watching.